Hi guys, we're doing kind of a vlog today because one of my friends requested more makeup tutorials. So today isn't a makeup tutorial, but if you're upset about looking at my face right now, A, I don't blame you. B, that would be Bridget's fault. So if you want to take that up with her, let me know. I'll get you all of her contact information. So today I want to address a very serious issue that I think affects a lot of people who are idiots, such as myself, which is hidden fees from airlines. So, show of hands, who always flies Delta because they're poor? Yeah, me too. But I recently booked a flight through a third party flight hub, and I had a Delta flight to New York and an American Airlines flight back. Okay, my initial thoughts: American Airlines, I'm moving up in the world. I was like, wow, this isn't Delta. Is that wrong? I don't know. I felt like it had to be fancy. So I was a little bit excited, a little nervous because I've never flown with them before. I've flown, 3 whole times. So I'm what you might call an expert. So here's my first issue with American Airlines. This whole blog post is going to be me dragging American Airlines because I am not happy. And I'm on spring break, which means I've had nothing to do for the past 48 hours other than just stew on this. So, my first issue with them, I could not check in from the website. They forced me to download their app. Okay, that's pretty tricky. It's pretty sneaky, making me download your app. Now, I will say it was a very nice app. I thoroughly enjoyed the app experience. Did I want to download yet another app? No. Am I going to be deleting one email from American Airlines every day for the rest of my life? Yeah, basically. I'm a lifer now. So, had to download the app to log in. To check into my flight. Okay. Did not get an email from them that was like, hey, remember, you have to fly, which normally Delta does. So, thanks, Delta. Um, yeah, didn't get an email from them. Had to remember all on my own, which is a struggle. But I remembered, I log in, I create an account, blah, blah, blah. I give them my information. And then I finally check in, and it's like, you've got to print your boarding pass when you get there. Okay. Guess what? I'm also not happy about that. Now, not only do I have to get at the airport at 6 a.m., I have to go to a kiosk. I have to figure out how to print things. I know that for someone with an IQ of like 80 or higher, that's not hard, but it caused me a lot of anxiety. So I didn't appreciate it. So, moving on, I get to the airport. I print off what I think is a boarding pass. It's obviously not. It's on like receipt paper, and it's like you're going to get your seat at the gate. So that's bad news because I really want an aisle seat because I don't like a window seat because I like to have free movement. I don't like to feel like you know, you don't want to feel like that. Also, this is just a side note. I feel like I am dangerously close to having to buy 2 airplane seats. Like when I sit down on the airplane, I'm like, I barely fit in here, and I'm not small, but I also don't think I'm that big. So, like, should this be a national discussion? Because I feel like there are many people in my life that I know and love that would also need to buy 2 airplane seats, and that's ridiculous. I won't fly anywhere if that's the case. But moving on. So I go through security barefoot because I wasn't wearing socks, and I'm disgusting. I get my little slip thing. I go to my gate. I sit down. I realize I left my phone charger. I'm a disgusting human being. Um, Waiting. I'm like, I want to just board this plane already. Finally, somebody comes to the gate like 5 hours later because I like to be early. I blame that on my father. I go, I give them my slip, and the woman at the counter says, so you just have one bag for under your chair? And I was like, no, sweetie. Like, it's New York. and it's April. I didn't bring one bag. Like, I had to bring lots of clothes because it's still cold up here. Because y'all have never heard of global warming. I don't know. There's snow on the ground. No, I have more than one bag. So I was like, no, I have two bags. And she was like, oh, can you combine them into one bag? No, that she was trying to help. I know she was, but that was a stupid question. Can I combine them into one bag? Yeah, you think I just pulled out some Russian nesting dolls of all my suitcases and luggage, and I was like, you know what? Let me drag as many articles through the airport as possible. No, I can't combine them into one bag. No, I'm not. I'm not a magician. So I was like, you know what? I'll try. I'll humor her. So I go sit down in my seat. I remove like a tube of chapstick, and I'm like, no, no, this isn't a thing. This isn't possible. So I go back up to her, and I'm like, no, no. And she's like, well, you're gonna have to pay $50 to check it here because your ticket doesn't have access to overhead bins. So
that's ridiculous.
thank you. That was international flight expert Ting Lam, who you guys read about last week. Here's the thing. I'm not a well-traveled person. I'm not a, frequent flyer. But the idea that a ticket I purchased gave me no access to overhead bins is insane. Um and I'm curious as to why no one in the airport was like, "Hey, I see you're checking in. I see that this is your class of ticket. Why do you want to go pay $50? Why don't you pay $25 and check it here?" Like, that would have been nice because I could have paid $25 to check it like normally, but at this point, the plane's about to board. I'm already at the gate. So here's the thing: when I'd opened the app, it had said something about access to overhead bins, and I'd asked my friend Jenny because she had flown in with them. I was like, Jenny, what's this about? What does that mean? And she was like, oh, on American, they don't let you go into the overhead bins while you're flying. You have to keep your seatbelt on, like, unless you're going to the bathroom or something. So that was strike one. I was like, that's dumb. Oh, these seatbelts, let's be real, are they big enough? So I was like, well, that's dumb. But okay, whatever. What's done is done. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what it means. And everyone was like, yeah, that makes sense. It never crossed my mind that I could buy a ticket that was classed so low that I did not have access to overhead bins. Is that in the First Amendment? That's one of the First Amendment rights. Yeah. Access to okay.
For sure.
That's what I thought. Our founding fathers would be appalled that an airline that calls themselves American denies citizens access to overhead bins. Like, that's ridiculous. So I was like, I guess you're gonna have to charge me $50. I was like, they can both fit under a seat. Like, they're not big. They can both easily fit. And she was like, well, you are the lowest class of human being possible. The ticket you purchased does not, like, I mean, she didn't say that, but basically that's how it felt. Like, do we really need that many classes of tickets? Do we really? So I was like, well, here you go. I'm just a public school teacher from North Carolina. Don't worry. I have plenty of $50 in my bank account. It's just full of $50. So go for it. I just won't eat for the rest of the week. It's really fine. So she went ahead and charged me $50 and checked my bag. And this video is about to end, but don't worry, I'm not done. I still have a lot of complaining to do. So you're just going to have to click this link and then go click on the next link. Unless y'all really want to click on ads and I can make money and I can afford the upgraded version of Screencastify. And then I can just make it all in one video. So ball's really in your court there.